Polar bears. Polar bears are amazing animals that live in the frozen wilds of the Arctic. They are the largest and most powerful carnivores on land, along with the Kodiak bear. They have no natural predators and are fearless of humans. These formidable carnivores, often referred to as the kings of the Arctic, are perfectly adapted to survive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. As climate change threatens their icy habitat, the conservation of polar bears becomes more crucial than ever. This video delves into the life, adaptations, and challenges faced by polar bears in the frozen Arctic realm. Physical characteristics. The physical characteristics of polar bears are not only fascinating but also crucial to their survival in the Arctic environment. Let's delve deeper into their remarkable adaptations that enable them to thrive in one of the most extreme habitats on Earth. Paws and claws. Polar bears have large, powerful paws with sharp, non-retractable claws that can reach up to 4 inches in length. These impressive claws are adapted for gripping the slippery ice, providing excellent traction while walking and running. They also aid in swimming, helping the polar bear paddle efficiently through the frigid Arctic waters. Dental structure. Polar bears possess a specialized dental structure, well suited for their primarily carnivorous diet. Their sharp, pointed teeth are designed for tearing flesh, and their powerful jaw muscles enable them to crush bones and blubber. Nose and olfactory sense. Polar bears have an exceptional sense of smell, which is vital for locating prey over vast distances. Their highly developed olfactory system allows them to detect the scent of seals, their primary food source, from miles away, even when the seals are hidden beneath the ice. Ears. Though relatively small, polar bear ears are crucial for their survival. Their acute sense of hearing allows them to detect sounds from a considerable distance, helping them locate potential threats or prey. Teeth and skull structure. The skull structure of polar bears is adapted to support their strong bite force. Their large head houses powerful jaw muscles, aiding in hunting, catching, and consuming prey effectively. Warmth-conserving adaptations. To withstand the freezing Arctic temperatures, polar bears have several adaptations to retain heat. Besides their thick layer of insulating fur, they have a dense layer of blubber that serves as an energy reserve and aids in heat retention. This blubber layer can be over 4 inches thick, providing them with crucial warmth during the harsh winters. Weight and size variations. Male polar bears are generally larger than females, with adult males weighing between 900 to 1,500 pounds, while females weigh about half as much, ranging from 330 to 650 pounds. The size and weight of polar bears can vary depending on their geographic location, age, and availability of food resources. Semi-webbed feet. Polar bears have partially webbed feet, which facilitate efficient swimming. While they are powerful swimmers, their main purpose for swimming is to reach distant ice floes in search of seals and to find better hunting grounds. Adaptations for sea ice travel. Polar bears are well equipped for traversing the unstable sea ice. They have long limbs, which allow them to spread their weight more evenly across the ice, preventing them from breaking through. Their large front paws act as paddles when swimming, and they use their back legs and tails as rudders to steer through the water. Adaptations for Arctic diving. When hunting seals, polar bears are known to make shallow dives, sometimes reaching depths of around 15 feet. To aid in this underwater pursuit, they can close their nostrils and flatten their ears, preventing water from entering while they swim. The physical characteristics of polar bears are a marvel of evolution, perfectly attuned to the Arctic environment. From their thick, camouflaged fur to their powerful paws and specialized dental structure, every aspect of their anatomy enables them to navigate the harsh Arctic landscape, locate prey, and survive in one of the most challenging environments on our planet. As we strive to protect these magnificent creatures, understanding their unique physical adaptations becomes even more critical in ensuring their continued existence in the face of climate change and human impact. Polar bears are apex predators, primarily carnivorous, and their diet mainly consists of seals. Seals provide a high-energy food source crucial for the polar bear's survival in the harsh Arctic environment. While their diet is primarily focused on seals, polar bears are opportunistic hunters and will consume other available food sources when seals are scarce. Seals. The primary prey for polar bears are ringed seals and bearded seals, as they are abundant in the Arctic region. These seals make up the majority of a polar bear's diet and are essential for their overall health and survival. Other marine mammals. When seals are not readily available, polar bears may also prey on other marine mammals, such as walruses, beluga whales, and narwhals. However, these prey species are not as common or accessible as seals, and polar bears typically rely on them only when no other options are available. Fish. Polar bears are known to consume fish, particularly during the summer months when they might not have easy access to seals. They are opportunistic feeders and will take advantage of any fish they can catch, including Arctic char and salmon. Bird eggs and carrion. In certain situations, polar bears may scavenge bird eggs or feed on the carcasses of dead animals. While this may supplement their diet temporarily, it is not a primary food source. Behavior. Polar bears exhibit a range of behaviors, each playing a vital role in their survival and adaptation to the Arctic environment. Some key behaviors of polar bears include hunting. Polar bears are patient predators, often spending hours or even days waiting near seal breathing holes in the ice or seal dens. Once a seal comes up to breathe or bask in the sun, the polar bear uses its stealth and powerful swimming ability to catch its prey. Swimming. Polar bears are excellent swimmers and can cover long distances in search of food. They use their front paws like paddles, and their back legs and tails act as rudders to navigate through the water. Maternal care. Female polar bears show remarkable maternal instincts. After a gestation period of about 8 months, a pregnant female will dig a den in the snow to give birth to her cubs during the winter months. She then nurses and cares for her cubs, teaching them vital survival skills until they are ready to venture out on their own, usually after 2 to 3 years. Wanderers. Polar bears are highly nomadic creatures, often traveling across vast distances in search of food or suitable habitats. As the Arctic ice changes seasonally, they follow the shifting ice to find areas where seals are more accessible. Playful behavior. Polar bears are known for their playful nature, especially the cubs. They engage in games and mock fights, which help young bears develop physical and social skills important for their survival as adults. Estivation. During the warmer months when food is scarce, polar bears may enter a state of semi-hibernation, known as estivation. They reduce their activity and metabolic rate to conserve energy until the sea ice freezes again, and their main prey, seals, become more readily available. Interaction with humans. In some regions, polar bears may come into contact with human settlements, leading to potential conflicts. These encounters highlight the importance of proper waste management and responsible behavior to reduce human-bear conflicts and ensure the safety of both humans and polar bears. Reproduction and life cycle of polar bears. The reproductive and life cycle of polar bears is a fascinating process, intricately linked to their survival in the Arctic environment. From mating to raising their cubs, polar bears exhibit remarkable adaptations and behaviors that allow them to thrive in one of the world's most extreme habitats. Mating season. The mating season for polar bears typically occurs in the spring, from April to May, although some mating activity can also be observed in the late winter. During this time, adult male polar bears begin to search for potential mates, often covering long distances in their quest. Females may also initiate mating behavior by emitting pheromones, attracting males in the vicinity. Courtship and mating. The courtship process in polar bears is relatively brief. Once a male finds a receptive female, he engages in various behaviors like playful actions, nuzzling, and vocalizations to indicate his interest. If the female is also receptive, mating occurs. Unlike some other bear species, polar bear mating is not a prolonged event, and individual mating may last only a few minutes. Gestation period. After mating, the female's fertilized egg undergoes delayed implantation. The embryo does not immediately attach to the uterine wall, allowing the female to delay the development of her cubs until environmental conditions are more favorable. The actual gestation period, from the time the embryo attaches to the uterine wall until birth, lasts approximately 8 months. Denning and birth. In the fall or early winter, pregnant female polar bears seek out a sheltered den in which to give birth and raise their cubs. These dens are typically dug into snowdrifts or constructed in earthen banks to provide a safe and insulated space for the cubs' first few months of life. The dens are often located in remote areas far from human disturbances. Birth of cubs. Polar bear litters usually consist of 1 to 3 cubs, although 2 cubs are the most common. The cubs are born blind, hairless, and weigh only about 1 to 2 pounds. The birthing process usually occurs in December or January. The mother polar bear nurtures her cubs within the den, relying on her fat reserves for sustenance, as she does not eat during this period. Early life. The cubs remain in the den with their mother for about 3 to 4 months, during which time they nurse and grow rapidly. The warmth and protection of the den are crucial for their survival in the harsh Arctic winter. The mother polar bear is extremely attentive during this time, grooming and nursing her cubs, ensuring they stay warm and well-fed. Emergence from the den. Around March or April, as the weather starts to warm, the mother polar bear and her cubs emerge from the den. At this point, the cubs are more robust, with a thick layer of fur to protect them from the cold. The mother continues to nurse and care for her cubs, teaching them essential survival skills, such as hunting and swimming. Weaning and independence. Over the following months, the cubs gradually wean off their mother's milk and start to learn how to hunt and forage. By the age of 2 or 3 years, they become more independent and eventually separate from their mother. Female polar bears generally reach sexual maturity around the age of 4 to 6 years, while males reach maturity slightly later, at around 5 to 7 years old. Threats to polar bears. Climate change. One of the most significant threats to polar bears is climate change. The Arctic region is warming at a rate almost twice as fast as the global average, leading to the rapid loss of sea ice. Polar bears depend on sea ice to hunt seals, their primary food source, and as the ice diminishes, they face longer swimming distances and reduced access to food, leading to malnutrition and decreased reproductive success. Loss of sea ice habitat. Polar bears are highly adapted to the Arctic sea ice, using it for hunting, resting, and traveling. The reduction in sea ice due to climate change forces polar bears to spend more time on land, where they have limited access to food and are at a higher risk of encountering human settlements, leading to human-wildlife conflicts. Reduced reproductive success. As sea ice retreats, polar bears have less time to hunt and build up the fat reserves needed for successful reproduction and nursing their cubs. This has led to decreased cub survival rates and reproductive success in some populations. Pollution and toxins. Pollutants and toxins from industrial and agricultural activities can accumulate in the Arctic ecosystem, affecting polar bears and their prey. Contaminants such as mercury and persistent organic pollutants can impair their health and reproductive capabilities. Oil and gas exploration. Increased oil and gas exploration in the Arctic poses a threat to polar bears and their habitat. Oil spills can be catastrophic for polar bears and other wildlife, contaminating the environment and harming marine life. Overhunting and poaching. Although hunting polar bears is now regulated and mostly illegal, illegal hunting and poaching still occur in some regions. Poaching for polar bear skins, body parts, and trophies remain a concern, particularly in areas where law enforcement is weak. Conservation efforts. International agreements. Several international agreements, such as the 1973 Agreement on the Conservation of Polar Bears and the 1979 Agreement on the Conservation of Arctic Flora and Fauna, aim to protect polar bears and their habitats. Habitat protection. Creating and maintaining protected areas in the Arctic can help safeguard critical habitats for polar bears and other wildlife. Climate change mitigation. Addressing climate change through global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions is essential to slow down the loss of sea ice and preserve the Arctic environment. Research and monitoring. Continued research and monitoring of polar bear populations and their behaviors are crucial for better understanding their responses to changing environments and implementing effective conservation strategies. Public awareness and education. Raising awareness about the plight of polar bears and the importance of their conservation is vital for garnering public support and encouraging responsible environmental practices. Responsible tourism. Sustainable and responsible tourism practices can help minimize the impact of human activities on polar bear habitats and reduce the risk of disturbances to their natural behaviors. Preserving the polar bear's future requires concerted efforts on a global scale. By addressing the root causes of their threats and implementing effective conservation measures, we can work together to ensure these majestic creatures continue to thrive in the Arctic and remain a symbol of the beauty and resilience of our natural world. The polar bear, an iconic symbol of the Arctic wilderness, captivates our imagination with its majestic presence and remarkable adaptations. As a formidable apex predator, it plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate ecological balance of the Arctic ecosystem. However, the polar bear's future is now threatened by human-induced climate change and other anthropogenic factors. Climate change, leading to the rapid loss of Arctic sea ice, poses the most significant threat to these magnificent creatures. The reduction of sea ice not only impacts their ability to hunt for seals, but it also affects their reproductive success and overall survival. As the Arctic warms at an alarming rate, polar bears are forced to adapt to new and challenging conditions, putting their survival at risk. Efforts to protect polar bears and their habitat are now more critical than ever. International agreements, habitat protection measures, climate change mitigation strategies, and responsible tourism practices are some of the key conservation efforts needed to secure the future of polar bears. Public awareness and education play a vital role in fostering a deeper understanding of the challenges polar bears face and the urgency of their conservation. It is through collective action and individual responsibility that we can make a difference and safeguard the Arctic environment for future generations. Preserving the majestic polar bear is not only about protecting a species, it is about protecting the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. By preserving the Arctic wilderness and the creatures that call it home, we are ensuring the health and sustainability of our planet as a whole. As we continue to grapple with the consequences of climate change, let us stand united in our commitment to protect these magnificent creatures and the Arctic environment they rely on. By working together, we can ensure that the polar bear's reign as the king of the Arctic endures for generations to come, serving as a powerful reminder of the beauty and resilience of our natural world. That's all for now, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our video and appreciate it, please take a moment to give it a like and write your thoughts and suggestions in a comment, and please help us grow by subscribing to our channel and sharing it with your friends and family.